Good day to you. Today we're going to be installing a hot water timer for this customer.
Introducing Aquanta, the first and only retrofittable smart home-enabled water heater controller.
They have a solar system and they'd like to utilize more solar power for their home. So by turning on the water heater during the day, during peak solar production, they'll be able to utilize more of that solar power. And then in the evening, and especially at night, we'll set up our water heater so that it will shut off, turn on in the morning for the shower, and then use solar power for the most part. We're going with this Aquanta water heater timer. We've had good success with these in the past because they can be operated not by a switch, but by Wi-Fi, which is great because if the homeowner is on vacation, he can turn his water heater off. The nice thing is maybe 12, 14 hours before they get home, they can turn the water heater back on. So when they get home, it'll be ready for their shower. Might as well do an unboxing of the water heater timer just so you can see what comes in the box. We picked this one up on the Jungle website, but you can get them locally as well. So we have our water heater timer box. Pretty simple design. I'll show you that in a minute. We have our water sensor, a couple zip ties, and some instructions. So this is pretty simple, pretty basic. Let's get started. Let's show you what's inside of these. So basically we have this unit that'll go down on top of the water heater, just bolt in place. We're going to bring our two true 120 volt legs through here. So line comes in here, heater goes out there, and that's it. We're going to bring our line in here, hook to this, and then from there our heater will go out. Now most units have wire nuts already, but in this case we'll just undo the wire nut. We'll put our 240 volts going in, line, and our 240 volts going out, line. I'm just going to put a clamp connector on the top of here. Then the only other thing that we need to do is install our two temperature sensors. Now these instructions aren't bad actually. You want to follow them step by step, but really basic. There's a picture right here. Shows you the install, and that's what we'll be doing, but real basic installation, super easy. We'll walk you through it. On this particular unit, it had wire nuts, so we're just going to undo our wire nuts. We're going to pull our feed wire out, and we'll stick our new controller right on top of here, and then we'll wire everything back up. Looks like our feed is black, red, and white. Let me put this down for a second so I can get that out. I'm going to pull this feed wire out, then we'll mount our control box on top, and then we'll re-put our feed wires in. All right, I'm going to take my two feed wires and run them through our new control box. Simply put our black and red wires, connect to the heater in lugs. We torque those down. It says 4.4 inch-pounds. Now we're going to bring our line 1 and 2 in here, and we're going to put our ground in here. Okay, so now we have our line 1 coming in here, line 2 connected here, our ground's here. We capped the white wire because we don't need it. Now we're going to hook up our temperature sensors. So here is how the two sensors look on this particular water heater. We have our pressure relief valve. You can see our temperature sensor is zip tied to the base. And another zip tie up here just to keep it safe. Then on our cold water, same thing. Zip tie the temperature sensor, zip tie to keep it safe. Then over here on our box, just simply hook one sensor into T and P, and the cold goes into cold. And then this little guy is just going to do its thing. We're not going to go into all the steps of how to set up your Aquanta app. It's pretty basic. Once you have it set up, you can notice here the Aquanta app is telling us that we have 72% hot water right now. So if you go into the Aquanta app, the nice thing, once you get the temperature sensor set up, you can see what the inside temperature of the water heater is currently and how much water that you have. So as you go throughout your day, you can see what's available. Like right now, 72% hot water. Now 72% is based on what your temperature is set for your water heater. Now if you want to capture the most from your solar, you will go in and set your actual water heater up for the maximum. So it's set at 150 right now. So during the day when you have extra solar energy, you can heat the water. And in this case, like right now, it is 1:05 in the afternoon. We can set our water heater up to boost. And I'm going to set it up to boost, say 2 hours. And what that'll do is heat the water up to, in our case, 150 during the peak of the day. Now a cloud just passed over, so we're only generating 1.1 kilowatts of solar. But typically during this time of the day we would be at 5-6 kilowatts of solar, so extra solar. So let's watch that happen for a moment. We're going to say we're going to boost until 3:05. So what that'll do is boost our water heater to 150 during this time of the day, which is the peak time of the day. You can see in real time our water heater just kicked on. Load went from 400 or so, now we're at 2 kilowatts. Now in this water heater we have an element in the bottom that's 2,000 watts. The reason why that is we can spread the load out over more hours. So as you can see, that came on. Now once the cloud that's currently over passes, you'll be able to see. Now in the Aquanta app, you have basically 4 different advanced controls. So if you hit advanced control, you can go into Aquanta Intelligence. Now that's basically an AI that's going to try to figure out when you're using your water and when is the best time to heat it. You can go less efficient, or most efficient. We have it set on most efficient. So if you want to use the Aquanta Intelligence, it's going to say, hey, when are you using water? And then when can we turn it on and off based on your usage? And then try to save you some money that way. You can also do temperature control, which is what we use for the most time. It'll be set at 106 minimum. And then like I said, during the day when we have excess solar, we can boost up to 150. Now normally that'll carry all through the showers in the evening. And by the next day, say 11 o'clock in the morning, we'll still be, like I believe we're at about 119 right now before the boost. Yeah, so we're at 119. That's after going through the entire day. So this is a way that you can use solar when you have solar peak production, use it to heat your water. And really that's almost like adding another battery to your system. So instead of heating the water at night, you put the extra energy into your water during the day between 11 and say 2. Put the extra energy into your water heater. It's like giving you extra battery storage. So again, under Advanced, you have Aquanta Intelligence, Thermostat Control, Manual Timer, which is basically you can turn it on and off as you like throughout the day, or Time of Use. If you are a PG&E customer or a customer that has higher rates during certain parts of the day, you can set it up so your water heater doesn't come on during those parts of the day. Also, a nice feature is once you've been running this for a while, you can check your usage, daily, weekly, or monthly. Let's go weekly for a minute. You can see we've been running this and using the boost feature, setting the thermostat control at 106 and the boost feature. And by doing that, we've actually lowered our kilowatt usage from 42 kilowatts back in March, and now we're coming down to 36. Monthly, you can see we first used this in January, 115. That's not completely accurate because it was only partial of the month. And then February, 181, March, 189. We did have some cooler days. No information yet on April. We'll bring you up to date on that. Again, let's wrap this up. Currently, we're setting this and we're using this in the advanced mode thermostat control. Set the thermostat set point, temperature set point at 106. What that means is the Aquanta system will keep the water heater running so that the water is at the minimum of 106. Now that's fine for taking a shower and doing the dishes. It's not overly warm, not too cold. Then during the day when you have extra power, in order to capture that extra energy, you will go into your Aquanta app and you're going to say boost. And you can boost it from example 11 o'clock until 1 o'clock, for example. That'll boost the temperature. If you have extra solar, it'll boost it up to whatever you set your water heater at. We have ours set at 150. That's really warm, so be careful. You can capture the solar energy into the water heater, and then you can repeat that process. Okay, now the sun is coming back out, you can see. So our solar batteries that are about 42%. Now this is more normal for this part of the day. We're at 6 kilowatts. Coming in, charging our battery at 3.7 kilowatts. And we're also heating water at 2.38 kilowatts. And in this way, we can not only charge our solar battery, but heat our water during the peak part of the day. I have another video coming about how to capture the most solar energy with your electric vehicle if you have one. But this is a nice way of capturing the excess solar energy and heat water during the peak of the day. Then at night, you don't have to be running your water heater. What does that do? It gives you more battery storage. Anyway, hope that video was helpful, and we thank you for watching.